So today is Tuesday. Normally on the Tuesdays I tend to go out and do all of my client visits and site visits, etc., and all of the quotes. But today's a bit of a quiet one for quotes. So I've decided I've got 2 client visits today, but for the rest of the time I'm catching up with the team and seeing how they're getting on for the day. One of my favourite things to do is to see how the team are getting on, because at the end of the day they are the product. They're delivering the vision. So I try to check in with them from time to time, make sure they're all right. Certainly goes a long way, I feel, anyway, in the 20 years of my experience. So today I'm going to be going out and bringing you guys with me. It's a bit of a day in the life of a managing director of a window cleaning company. So let's go. So I'm really big on relationship building with clients. It's something that I go on about all of the time. And one of the big things is coming down to site and actually meeting the client face to face and building that connection with them. Definitely face to face. So I'm here today. One of our biggest clients have changed over management and internally. So what's happened is the old manager that I had a connection with has moved on, and now there's a new person in her place. So I'm here now having a catch up with him and bringing him up to speed about what we offer and how we deliver our services, and just going to go in to meet him now. Yeah, so seeing Zoe was just up the road, I thought I'd just pop by one of our contracts, Dollar Bay. Had this for quite a few years now. Very good development, this one, very good. But the problem we have here is on many of these buildings with this sort of facade, is when you clean a drop, the wind blows the excess water over to the drops you've probably just cleaned. So you do have to understand on where the wind is blowing and then which drops to do next, and be mindful of the ones you've just done to see if it's got damage or not from excess water that gets blown over by the wind. But as we can see here, that's exactly what's happened. So as they go up, they'll be able to just polish up those windows as they kind of go back up and get rid of those water drips. So let's see how they get on. So we just come from Dollar Bay and now we're over at a new contract, Good Luck Hope. And we got this as part of a connected contract with London City Island over there. So what we do is we do rope access on these buildings here. Most of these buildings here are all rope access. The guys just finishing up in there on their drop currently. But one of the biggest challenges we had on this development was the access issues that they had on this particular tall building here. And what happens is they have to kind of walk out onto the gantry on the very top floor, open up the hatch, and then they connect themselves to the rail that's actually below them. So it takes a bit of strategic planning and access strategy to get all of that put in place correctly and safely, of course. So when we started this site, we said to the development managers, okay, what's the most problematic area? What can we really help you with here? And he went, that building there. Apparently it's not been cleaned fully before we came along. So I said, right, that's the first one we start with. And we finished it all last week, absolutely fine, no problems at all. So a bit of pre-planning going on there, but certainly we got it all done, and yeah, it went very well in the end actually. Wasn't really a problem, to be fair. But yeah, that's Good Luck Hope. This is a development that we got called Royal Wharf. It's one of our biggest developments that we have on our portfolio. I think actually it's the biggest. And we're here pretty much like the fourth bridge. So as soon as we finish the last building, we literally start back to building number 1 again. So it's a very large development, mainly done by rope access with a few little bit of water-fed poles here and there. But the guys are just up there now cleaning the balconies for us. So yeah, so the guys on this site, I've kept them here for a fairly long time, because what it is the benefits of having the same team on the site every single time. You get to know its kind of little quirks and where the keys are, where to set your ropes up, where to set up the barriers. And it just shaves off those few seconds and those few minutes per clean, in which case, of course, makes it a lot more streamlined. But not only that, what I love about it is, and because I'm really big on relationships, is the fact that you're seeing the same faces all of the time. So it's something that we're really big on. Try and keep the same team members at every site that they've done on every clean, because it just builds up that rapport with the clients. You understand like their whole way of doing things. You sort of tweak your processes to their what they like to do. That whole thing is just sort of really helpful. So that's what we like to do. But these guys here, they've been on this development for well over a year now, and it is like the fourth bridge, as I say. It is kind of like the moment they finish, they go back to phase one, they start all over again. But they just nailed it, and it's absolutely brilliant. They just know the streamline they have is absolutely excellent. So I really, really do appreciate what they do, and having good guys like this that's proactive and that's just so conscious of planning their day to day really makes a huge difference.